Hello, I'm Lily Steele. I'm head of conservation at the Phillips Collection. To commemorate the opening of the new courtyard at the Phillips Collection, the museum commissioned Ellsworth Kelly in 2005 to create a site-specific sculpture for its west wall. Phillips trustee Margaret Stewart Hunter made a gift of the sculpture in honor of her two daughters, Alice and Pamela Creighton. Hence, the courtyard was named the Hunter Courtyard. Untitled, EK 927, is a large-scale bronze composed of two flat planes that are semicircular, joined so that one lies parallel to the wall and the other juts forward in a V shape. It reflects the artist's enduring interest in reductive abstract shapes drawn from nature and architecture. Although it weighs nearly 1,500 pounds, there is a timelessness and mysterious quality to the sculpture, a simple form of line, volume, and shadow that seems to defy gravity. Kelly oversaw its installation in 2006, very deliberately choosing to mount it on the wall at an angle. On the advice of sculpture conservators, the Phillips Collection decided to remove the deteriorated surface coating and reapply a new black matte patina. A team of skilled art handlers painstakingly removed the sculpture from the interior courtyard wall. Many of the same individuals involved with its installation in 2006 were present to see it safely deinstalled in 2022. As with all outdoor sculptures, conservation treatments are periodically needed to maintain the work's intended surface appearance after exposure to nature's elements that slowly erode applied coatings and patinas over time.
So if he has that bolt, we'll put one in, and then we'll put 6-pound foam in it too. Okay. We blew them out, and then we put the pallet right here. Blew them out. What's the deal?
Sunlight, heat, humidity, freezing temperatures, snow, pollen, and other airborne particulates have begun to cloud the clear lacquer coating and degrade the black patina of Untitled EK 927. After being on view for 16 years, accumulated scratches and scuffs have also degraded the work surface. It was taken to ASCO in Manassas, Virginia, a firm that specializes in refinishing outdoor sculptures. We are grateful to the Ellsworth Kelly Foundation to underwrite this large-scale conservation treatment to restore this magnificent sculpture in order to regain the artist's intent for its appearance.
So all the surfaces, all the brackets, everything's been blast cleaned down to completely bare metal. Okay. You kind of get a shadow out of it. There's a little bit of humidity moisture into the blast stream, so you're just seeing kind of the pattern. It is completely bare and clean.
Okay, great.
And it will be washed and rinsed before we apply the patina. So that's all 80 grit garnet. It was done with about an 18-inch standoff at 80 psi nozzle pressure. Okay. So we raised up in a decent profile, but nothing more. So we should be able to get back to that velvet patina pretty easily.
After the deteriorated surface was removed, the firm of Bronze et al. Was hired to reapply a new patina. Andrew Baxter and Steve Roy explained their process.
Well, a patina can be described in various ways. You can say the patina that a leather belt assumes. That would be one description as it ages and darkens or gets more supple. In our case, it's really a controlled chemical reaction that turns the bronze different colors. And primarily it's a chemical reaction with the copper and bronze. Copper is a majority of The majority of the alloy is copper and tin.
Each chemical reacts differently to how it oxidizes. And so you got a fairly wide palette of strengths that you could use with each chemical to get different effects. And after years, you learn how to tweak it, I guess is the best word to use it. Come January, it'll be, like I said, 50 years for me. So you learn a lot of tricks.
Really, with 3 chemicals, I won't go into that, they're sort of the building blocks of patinas. And then coupled with using artist quality dry pigments to tint the weak acid solutions, you can get hundreds of colors. Pink, orange, blue. But also the surface prep is huge in this case. This is another one where they blasted it intentionally with something called probably garnet. Our trade name would be Black Beauty. And it's in the grit range. I think he said 80 was too coarse, 80 grit, but 120 perhaps. And then of course, often you'd blast, and in a foundry to get a lustrous surface, you'd then go in with finer abrasives. In this case, it was left as blast surface, which is beneficial. We'll see how it goes with the waxing. The wax wants to shine, and that's what offers a protection from the elements. So to an extent, we need to buff, but because the surface is fairly matte to begin with, we'll buff enough to tighten the wax surface, and then we'll experiment with waxing a second time and not buffing, and see if that's acceptable. Carbon black pigment dictates what kind of black it is. Our application technique does some also, but there are other bone black, ivory black, Mars black that might give a different black. But the carbon black is the most stable because there have been issues, and it's always important outdoors, and being such a pristine, unforgiving surface, I said, this is what we have to go. You feel good about it. You feel if it looks well, you feel proud of the work you did, and it's rewarding to bring things back to what the artist would have intended.
Sort of like watercoloring with a blowtorch and acid. It's wonderful.
Making color with fire.
8 months later, the sculpture was reinstalled in June of 2023. The same installation crew who had taken it down prior to its conservation were on hand to see it safely reinstalled. Instead of reapplying a lacquer to protect the patina, the final surface coating of the sculpture is achieved with numerous applications of wax. A custom formulation of tree wax tinted with black pigments was created to achieve the flat, matte black appearance desired by Ellsworth Kelly. The Conservation Department will continue to monitor the sculpture, washing it several times a year to remove any accretions, and reapplying wax as needed to maintain the artist's desired surface.